open with a commercial by Titania for her She-Hulk line of beauty products. Jen sees the commercial and a billboard for the products on her way to work. She sits back at home and is surprised by Ched, who is there to get her autograph on several products in support of her business venture. Jen refuses and tells him she is not in that business. He tries to tell her that she should have trademarked her name before Titania did, and Jen screams into her cushion. Jen and Nikki go to Titania's She-Hulk store. They cut the line so that Jen can confront Titania on using the name and the lawsuit. Titania ignores her and has her take a picture with a fan. At the office, Jen and Nikki discuss the She-Hulk name and persona. Nikki sports more of Titania's She-Hulk makeup as Pug approaches her to ask a favor, accompany him to a sneaker release that is exclusively one pair per customer. Pug tells her about his collection at home, obtained through a friend Alonzo who is a drip broker. Nikki gets the idea to have him find clothes for She-Hulk. Pug agrees to the return favor. While watching an online video of Titania, She-Hulk says unconvincingly to the audience, "I'm over it." Nikki and Pug arrive at a drink spot which Pug believes to be a front for a superhero clothing shop. The clerk doesn't recognize the lingo, and Nikki offends him by speaking Chinese. After leaving them, the clerk brings them to a locker room with knockoff branded t-shirts and toy props. They buy a few items and go to the real broker. They manage to get a consultation through the door before leaving. She-Hulk has a meeting with Holloway, who inquires about the She-Hulk brand owned by Titania and how it might look for the firm. Jen explains that the name was never hers to begin with. Holloway explains that it looks bad for them to be involved in Titania's lawsuit against Jen. She-Hulk meets with colleague attorney Mallory Brooke and admits to never thinking of trademarking her name legally. Mallory agrees to take the case on the condition that She-Hulk is more professionally representable in court. She suggests they countersue on the grounds that Titania took advantage of the situation. She tasks Nikki with updating She-Hulk's outfit, which she was already on top of. She-Hulk and Mallory enter court to plead their countersuit. Mallory descriptively explains the history of the She-Hulk name and how it only came into existence on account of Jen and her better-known cousin. She also calls Titania's products shams, which offends her. After the judge hears Mallory, Titania tries to counter-argue against her lawyer's better judgment. Titania's attorney shows several candid videos of She-Hulk saying that she will never answer to that name. Mallory counters with the more recent news interview, where Jen admits that She-Hulk is her name, whether she likes it or not. The judge accepts the evidence but warns Mallory to have more at the next hearing or she will side with Titania. Nikki and She-Hulk enter Luke Jacobson's secret showroom. He is unimpressed with She-Hulk, but Nikki persuades him to hear her. Nikki has her transform back to Jen to give Luke a sense of what to create, something that will fit her in both forms. Back at the office, She-Hulk recognizes the fanboy she went out with previously. He is there with Mallory. He makes a comment about Mallory representing him before leaving. Jen and Nikki discuss the date over lunch in the park. Jen figures out that calling up the men she dated as She-Hulk would help to corroborate her case. 3 weeks later, the next hearing is held. Mallory presents the case that She-Hulk had used her name as self-identification long before Titania used it. She shows She-Hulk's dating profile before bringing forth witnesses to give testimony. The date She-Hulk spent the night with, in the last episode, admits that he would not have gone out with Jen, but he enjoyed She-Hulk. The judge finds in Jen's favor and identifies her in court as She-Hulk. Titania is ordered to stop using the She-Hulk name and selling her products under it. One of the other dates asks Titania out, which she sees as an opportunity to exploit him. She-Hulk and Mallory walk out of court, and Mallory agrees to have a drink with her. At the bar, Mallory asks Jen about her clothes. She-Hulk shows up to Luke and tries on her new outfit. While she is in the dressing room, Luke sets aside a yellow Daredevil helmet in a box marked, "For pickup."